You know, I'm always talking about wanting to lose that last stubborn bit of lower belly fat. Can't really, you can still pinch something, but there's not really much fat down there anymore, which is perfect because I've always had problems trying to get rid of that little lower belly fat, which I'm sure many of you have. It's always like the last place you lose fat. That's pretty cool. Good morning, people. So just woke up, weighed myself as you saw, and I'm weighing in at 67.1 kilos, which is the lightest I've ever been in a very long time. So I thought I'd show you what that looks like. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Definitely made some fat loss advances since last week. You know, since I started this final push to finish my cut. Not really sure how light I want to take it, to be honest. I wasn't planning on going much lighter than like 67 kilos. I mean, do I need to be much leaner? What do you think? I don't know, I'm pretty happy with this level of leanness, to be honest, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, I want to see how lean I can get. Maybe I'll cap it off at like 66.5 kilos. I really don't want to be much lighter than that. And that should leave me with plenty of room to start my lean bulk and hopefully stay relatively lean. I don't think I've lost that much muscle in the process. Not too much muscle anyway. Definitely lost a lot of fat though. So really happy with the progress so far. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Good morning, everybody. So it is Friday the 28th, I believe, of January, and what a beautiful day it is today. Always just gets me in a great mood when you get out of bed and it's looking like this. Check it out. So this is what I'm surrounded by at the moment. We've got like the beaches just over there somewhere, and I don't know, it always just gets me in a great mood when it's looking like this. So I have got another party this evening. It's for Chinese New Year, so they do that over here, and they do it pretty big, so everyone's going to be kind of celebrating over the next few days. In preparation for that, as you know, I've been, for the last like week or two, I've been going to a lot of kind of parties and events and things, and it's resulted in unwanted weight gain. Since it is my last push kind of week or two, I'm going to be making sure that I lower my calories actually throughout this day, and so I'm basically not going to eat very much throughout the bulk of the day to save most of my calories for the evening, because I don't know what's going to be there. I know there's probably going to be alcohol, so I'm going to save plenty of room for that. I'm just making sure I get a lot of lean proteins in throughout the bulk of the day, and then save all my carbs for beer and other things in the evening. Wouldn't recommend doing this, you know, on a daily basis, but every now and again it's totally fine to do. You've got to live life a little bit. So that's it. Have a great day. Breakfast today is looking beautiful. I've decided to dub these my bowls of happiness. Don't really think I need to explain why. There's so much awesome going on in that bowl right now. So layered up, we have oats, dried mulberries, raisins, slices of these tiny little bananas, yogurt of course, flax seeds, sunflower kernels, nuts and more chocolate peanut butter, that's what you can see drizzled over the top, and underneath that, a tablespoon of pure honey, and in the middle, frozen mixed berries. So that is going to be so amazing. So you can get creative. You don't obviously have to follow these exact ingredients, but it's always just fun to mix up as many different kind of flavors and ingredients as possible. Things like these, all this stuff is really good to mix together because not only do they taste amazing together, but like they add a load of variety to the flavor and they don't add many calories at all. So perfect if you want to just get a slightly more exciting meal in for the day. So, since the purpose of this vlog in the first place is just to give you an upfront account of what it's like to intermittent fast for the first time and just kind of get an idea of what the experience is like, I thought I would give you an update that kind of didn't involve just my weight and what I'm looking like, more of an update on just how it's going in general. First thing, I started off this intermittent fast doing an 8-hour fast, which I'm still doing, but I was very strict before with keeping it from between 11 o'clock and 7 o'clock every day. More recently, I've actually just been fitting my food in whenever I can, still within the 8 hours. Typically it's actually a bit later than 11 to 7, it's normally 12 to 8 or even later than that. Like at the moment, for example, it's 11:15 and I'm not going to be eating until 1 o'clock because I've got a Chinese New Year party tonight, so I've got to be obviously going to be consuming things then, so that starts at 7, so there's no use me stopping my fasting window at 7. So yeah, my eating window, it's still 8 hours every day, but it just kind of bounces around a lot depending on what I'm doing that day. Second thing is that, as you know, I'm doing the last push to the end of my cut now, so I've only got about a week and a half left till I finish intermittent fasting. And so for this last push I have lowered my calories, lower than they've been for the entire cut, and in fact probably just lower than they've been in quite a long time. So I'm currently eating about 1,800 calories a day just to make sure I really push for those fat loss results just towards the end. And one thing that I think I've not mentioned yet is that I am getting hungry a lot. But that wasn't something I experienced throughout the start of the cut or even through most of the cut. It's only really since I've been doing this last push and I've really lowered my calories down to about 18, sometimes even 1750 calories in a day. I am seeing good results. I'm losing weight, dropping off, and strength is still there generally, and looking lean, which is always, that's the goal, which is good. But being hungry is not fun, and I generally don't like being hungry, and I don't think it's very good for you to be hungry. But considering it is just the last week and a half or so, I'm just going to put up with it, and hopefully we'll see some great results from that. I wouldn't recommend staying in a state where you're hungry a lot for a very long period of time, because I just don't think it's maintainable, nor is it really just good for your general well-being. So yeah, I'm going to bed pretty, not necessarily like starving when I go to bed, but definitely empty stomach, and I'm waking up like really hungry. Instead of eating now, I've gone to the gym and I'm coming back and it's 11 o'clock or whatever, and I'm still not going to eat for another couple hours. So I am just drinking a lot of liquids, a lot of water, and coffee, a lot of coffee, to try and keep the energy levels high and obviously keep something in my stomach. So that is something I just thought would be straight up with you. It wasn't the case that I was very hungry leading up to now, but when you drop the calories lower just towards the end of the cut, stage I'm in now, you may start to get really hungry. If it's just a final little push like I'm doing, then I think that's acceptable. But if not, I wouldn't recommend staying really hungry for ages and ages at a time. Tonight I am actually going to the Chinese New Year party, as I mentioned earlier. So I'll show you my calories. I'll put the little window up here somewhere, but that isn't everything I'm eating today. It looks like, really low amount of calories, and that's only because that's what I'm eating before I go to the party. I have no idea what kind of food and drink's going to be there, so I more than likely will have a couple beers, and I'm going to try and keep the foods relatively lean, but I will be eating because I hear it's a dinner party and that would just be rude to turn up and not eat anything. So I'll probably just stick to things like just chicken and other lean meats where I can, and maybe just a little bit of rice on the side. But we'll see. If I get the opportunity and it's not too weird, then I will vlog some of the party tonight just to show you kind of what I'm up against food-wise. But I'm trying to give myself as much kind of room to eat and drink there as possible, so I'm going to keep my calories before then relatively low. So I just woke up after the Chinese New Year party. I mean, it is the next day. I didn't like pass out or anything. Day after the Chinese New Year party. I did manage to vlog a few of the bits of food that was there, but that wasn't all that I ate. So I ate some of the food that was there. I had a couple slices of chocolate cake. Had quite a fair few drinks, more than I actually filmed. Yeah, so that's my biggest downfall, you know. I have one beer, and then I have two beers, and then I have a glass of wine, then I have a bit of whiskey, and then it all kind of, you know, I kind of at that point start to lose a little bit of self-control and just say like, fuck it, I've come this far. So that's kind of what happened yesterday, but in a way I kind of knew it was going to happen, which is why I restricted my calories and carbs for earlier on in the day as much as possible. Had a fair few drinks, and when I have a few drinks, I, as I said, tend to lose a bit of my willpower, so had a serious sweet tooth craving. So after that slice of chocolate cake, ended up, I'm not going to go into detail, but I ended up kind of just losing it a bit and eating a lot of chocolate and peanut butter. I ate a lot of chocolate and peanut butter when I got home. But the point I wanted to make actually is I didn't just kind of go crazy. Well, I did. The thought did cross my mind that if I've been having these cravings and I'm already kind of at a party and I'm overindulging anyway, I may as well get them out of the way while I'm there, because realistically you're not going to gain fat from one day unless you go like super hardcore and, you know, eat like several tubs of ice cream and pizzas and things like that in one day. I mean, even then, realistically, you're not likely to gain that much fat. You can't gain that much fat in one sitting. One evening of binging, I thought I would just go for it and eliminate those cravings, and it's totally worked. I've woken up this morning, I have no cravings for bad food at all. I really just want like a wholesome bowl of porridge. Point is, I understood that I wasn't going to get fat from one session of overindulging, and so you may as well just get it out of the way and get those cravings done with. So woke up this morning feeling a little bit disgusted with myself for last night, but understanding that it was necessary. And look, feeling lean, can't really say I've put on any fat from last night's session. So, you know, just a point that I thought I should mention. Don't do it often. This isn't going to be something that you do like every week, because then you probably will retain some of that fat. If I weighed myself now, I'm not going to, but if I did, I probably most likely would be heavier than I'd like. But bear in mind that a lot of that will be water weight, and also the weight of the actual food sitting inside me, which is more than I usually have at this point. That weight will just go away within a few days of like proper dieting, again, getting my meal plan back on point, which it will be. A few days time I'll weigh myself again, and I can almost guarantee that I'll be back on track. So not worried about that at all. And most importantly, I've got those kind of like sweet cravings done with. Just to give you an idea, I found this beside my bed this morning. Yeah. Cool, so that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up here because I think it's gotten pretty long now. It's dragged on a bit, but you know, we had a lot to catch up on. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit the like button down below. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to see the finale to this intermittent fasting series, I think there'll only be 1 or 2 more installments, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and you'll be kept up to date for when those come out. There will be a new video every week. But yeah, other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any feedback for me, then leave it in the comments below. I welcome all comments, criticism, or compliments, either way. Thanks for watching though. See you in the next one.